This is Ryan Fecto with US Builders Review. I'm reporting live from Washington, D.C. We're at the Greenbuild Conference and Expo. I'm joined by Marc and Chip with Brookfield Residential. They're going to tell us a little bit about the company, what they do there. We're excited to have them as one of our 2015 Editor's Choice companies. In fact, they're on the front page, front cover of this year's US Builders Review Special Edition for Greenbuild. Marc and Chip, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
If you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, Chip, we'll start with you, and then Marc, if you want to take the reins afterwards, and maybe a little bit about Brookfield as well.
Sure. My name is Chip Devine. I am the Senior Vice President in charge of housing and land development for the Washington market. We currently, Brookfield Residential is a wholly owned subsidiary of Brookfield Asset Management. We operate in California, about 4 major markets in California: Denver, Austin, Phoenix, Calgary is our headquarters, Edmonton, and also in Toronto. We currently will build about 300 homes in the Washington market. All told, I think we're about 2,500 homes across the nation right now.
So keeping busy.
Yes, we are.
And Marc?
I'm the production manager for Brookfield Washington, D.C. division. I handle the Northern Virginia territory, so about 5 different counties in Northern Virginia.
And being here at Greenbuild, there's obviously a great deal of significance for Brookfield Residential. The PureBlue Home is a new concept that you guys are working with. Can you tell us a little bit about what PureBlue Home means, and to folks who might not be familiar with the home and just the qualities that it has as far as it relates to sustainability and making a better living environment for folks?
Well, Brookfield started off about 10 years ago building our first, as we refer to it, as our energy home. We started off using the Brookfield Blue logo at that time. It's all dealing with sustainability and making sure that we're leaving something behind. So we've really gone out of our way to test different homes. We've come out with quite a few things that we agreed with, some other items that we said no, they just were not going to work properly for us. One of the, for instances, we started to go ahead and use isotene foam on one of our homes, and we were immediately amazed at how quiet it was. Now, it was very good and energy efficient, but it was quiet. So then we started to use that wherever we ran across a noise issue in communities. We've tried different types of insulation. We've tried different types of solar panels. We've tried groundwater heat pumps. We've even tried windmills on top of some of our products before. But we've learned through the 3 homes we've done, and the Brookfield Blue House is really a culmination of everything we've learned from that. We started with our younger guys, a whole team of young people involved in it, that we figured that's the spot to go. Old people like me, we're just going to move on. It's their time to go ahead and take care of this. So they came up with a lot of ideas. They had a very open slate to go ahead and look at this. We worked with our architects. The goal of this, of course, was that it had to fit into a current community that we are building in right now. So they've done a great job. We let them have freelance, and I'm sure Marc can explain most of that because he was on that committee all the time.
So for those, Marc, who go on to read the article about Brookfield in this year's US Builders Review Special Edition, where they go on to www.usbuildersreview.com/Greenbuild and they pick up your article, what is it that they're going to learn about Brookfield and the PureBlue Home? What do you hope are some of the takeaways?
The takeaway was really just the amount of different new products that we use outside of our production home. Actually, you'll probably find a lot of the products we used here in this convention today. We just tried, we thought outside the box. If we haven't used it, or if we were thinking about using it, we talked to manufacturers, we talked to subcontractors, trade partners that actually used them, and figured what were your efficiencies with it, what were your problems and issues you had with it, so we can kind of put the whole house together. And we really thought about every little item in there to make sure the whole system worked. Not just nitpick 1 item, 2 items here or there. We wanted to make sure all the systems work together, and that's really what we're trying to get across. And what you'll see in the article is the house is a whole system that works interchangeably.
So more of a holistic approach, looking
Correct.
at the building and all of its components.
Correct, from the outside all the way to the finer points behind the walls that you'll never see.
Right. Well, that's, I think, a helpful description, and of course, folks will be able to learn even more about Brookfield in the article, and of course on your website and those sorts of mediums. We did want to ask at least one sort of lighthearted question, a little bit more fun. We are in the nation's capital. Our country has had a number of presidents in its lifetime. If you could choose one former president, alive or dead, to build a PureBlue home for, who would you choose and why? Maybe we even make the White House PureBlue for a few days.
Well, it's kind of a hard one, but actually, speaking to your point about building the White House, George Washington had a hand in the White House and never actually lived in it, so it'd actually be nice to build it for him because you wouldn't have to hear about it later on if something didn't work properly. So we all know in construction there could be hiccups along the way, but I think that would be one of my guys.
For sure. And Chip, do you have anyone in mind?
I'd probably take Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Rider. He was a real guy out in the wilderness and dealing with how reality was out there and enjoyed it. And that's probably what all the green building and building is the sustainability, taking care of our planet.
Absolutely. Nothing more sustainable than living outside. Well, again, this is Ryan Fecteau with U.S. Builders Review, reporting live from Washington, D.C. at the Greenbuild Conference and Expo, joined by Brookfield Residential. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. I'm sure you're quite busy and have lots to do, so we thank you for taking the time to be with us. And for this segment, that's all we have.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.